This video covers the sociology paper analysis of NTA NET 2020. To begin with, we'll check how many questions were there and how were they categorized unit-wise. So there were 90 questions that were asked and 10 questions were from two passages. So the 90 questions that were asked, the majority of them was from Unit 1, that is Sociological Theories and Thinkers. And 15 questions were asked from Unit 2, that is Research Methodology. Unit 3 comprised of 6 questions which had basic concepts like social movements. Unit 4 had 9 questions which contained questions about rural and urban society. From Unit 6, that is Economy and Society, we had 2 questions. From Unit 7, Environment and Society, we had 4 questions. From Unit 8, which is an important unit for sociology, family, marriage and kinship, there were 10 questions asked. From Science and Technology, that is Unit 9, 5 questions were asked. And from Unit 10, Culture and Symbolic Meanings, there were no questions asked. So coming to the analysis, the paper was moderate to difficult overall, and the interesting part was that majority of the questions, that is more than 50% of the questions, were asked from Unit 1, 2, 4 and 8. Therefore, Unit 1, 2, 4 and 8 become very important for sociology. Indological thinkers like Ghurye and special emphasis on Merton, his concept of serendipity, functional paradigm, CUDOS, his norms, all of these were asked. There were also some direct questions like the concept of runaway world, Champaran movement, and various approaches that are used by the thinkers were also asked, like who used the comparative method, who used the historical method. So the approaches also become very important when we talk about or when we discuss about a thinker. We also need to understand the approach and the methodology that they used. Some tricky questions from research methodology were also there. They were not all direct questions, they were analytical questions and they also required in-depth study. From rural and urban societies, some questions were asked like Panchayati Raj, Right to the City, and these were some of the books also that made importance, and a lot of concepts and books and by whom they were given such questions were asked. General awareness questions, especially environment based, like dams. There was a question on the largest dams. Important days like Earth Day, Environment Day, they also become very important. And questions from surveys like National Health and Family Survey, a question was asked from that. Reports like a state cleanliness ranking report, a question was asked from there as well. That also becomes very important. So the preparation outline and way ahead. So first of all, it is important to know that the methodology and the approach that are used by various thinkers, that has to be studied very well. The concept, when we are studying the concepts, it is not just that we should remember the concept given by the author. No, we have to also understand the chronology of the concepts or the books that the thinkers have given. Also, we have to study in depth that what the concept actually means, what is its relevance, and a comparison, a relevant study. That is, it should be in a relative manner that we are comparing all the authors that belong to the same school. Now, for analytical study of the origin of the subject, that is, there were questions asked that what were the changes that took place after industrialization with respect to the status of women, or another question was how the society has changed after the rise of sociological and anthropological sociology. So things like when you're reading, when you're studying, you just do not have to limit your knowledge. You have to expand your knowledge, and you have to study and analyze what really happened and how did it happen and when did it happen. So the questions of what, why and how are to be asked now. If you're just going to read a concept or read about a thinker, it is not going to do you any good, because the questions were moderate to difficult, and they were tricky, and they were in depth, they were conceptual. Therefore, the preparation has to be for the same. Now, many of the basic terms become very important, like understanding the difference between, say, phenomenology and ethnomethodology, or understanding the various research methodological perspectives and techniques, and qualitative and quantitative techniques. All of this become very important. Now, questions from feminist perspective are also asked, and there has to be another important emphasis or focus on the thinkers who used and who gave theories on methodology. So that also becomes very important. The methodology portion was not restricted to data and techniques or hypotheses. It also involved the proponents given by different thinkers and their theories, like Kuhn's theory, that was also asked, and falsifiability was asked. Many of the questions were also asked from modernity and post-modernity, so that also becomes a very important topic for further studying and understanding. Coming to the questions which were assertion and reason based, these questions were not very difficult, but again, there has to be a conceptual based knowledge to understand what is given in the assertion and reason. Only then you can analyze what is given there and how it matches with the answers. Some of the famous definitions should be recalled so that we have a thorough understanding of what all elements and what all proponents are given by thinkers. Coming to the passages, both the passages were very easy and the questions were asked directly. Only the presence of mind was required, that when you were totally present, you could easily answer them. Some difficult questions by the NTA was asked, like Jay Larkin and Janet Carlson. So these were some of the questions which were really tricky and which were not they're mostly skipped by the students. But like I said, feminism and postmodern thinkers, modern thinkers, all of these were very important. Now, again, chronology becomes important not only with the concepts and books, but also with the order that are given in some theories, like the evolution of family. Or another question on chronological order was based on kinship theories. So that is also to be taken into consideration. Questions like yellow revolution, what is it related to, and the agile function of Talcott Parsons, these were some of the direct and easy questions which were easily doable. There was also a question based on scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, that what are the articles from the constitution that are related to it. Another question was based on liberal laws, so that also becomes important. So I hope you got a perspective of what the questions asked for, what the demands of the questions were, and what the next paper is going to be like, how the preparation should be like. Now I wish you best of luck for the coming exams. Thank you.